Hey everybody, welcome back. Now we're going to continue exploring the solar system and running into one last little surprise. Oh yes, and I showed you a little bit of this previously. This is where you buy modules and fuel for your flagship. This is where you deal with your fleet. You acquire new crew members or new ships. Yeah, a lot of the game is spent doing this kind of stuff. Before the age of the internet and of people writing guides and stuff for this, you basically had to do this kind of stuff in order to find the various planets that have stuff that you need, not just minerals and biologicals, but like technological stuff. Now, this stuff isn't worth all that much, but it's really early in the game, so right now, grabbing everything you can is pretty much mandatory. Now, this is supposed to be the surface of Mars, so it's not the greatest representation compared to the modern information we have, but, consider the time the game was actually made and the information they were using. And of course, they had to make all the scans and things like that fit into basically a few 5¼ inch or 3½ inch floppies. So I remember this game came on both. Of course, we have Jupiter, gas giant, but can't do anything there. There's only one gas giant in the whole game in which you can do something. Class 4 tectonic, so I got earthquakes to worry about. Yeah, those little concentric circles are earthquakes. Oh, almost ran into that. Yeah, an earthquake will kill your crew and eventually destroy the lander. The higher the number, the worse the earthquakes are. So class 4 is not terrible, but it's still not great. Temperature also matters too, and weather does as well. So temperature gives you hot spots like you saw on Mercury, and shit, there we go. First casualties. And we're out of here. How bad was it? Well, only one guy killed. Yeah, these aren't the greatest of worlds. They have two different types of minerals. They're basically either crappy common ones or... Oh, shit, sorry. Done it early. Well, I think that's another... I think that's a radioactive... It's either crappy common ones or radioactives. We'll run over one of these damn things. Okay, I'm going to cut the farming at least somewhat short, because just come back to this part of the farming anyway. There's only really one more planet, which is no longer a planet that has anything of any real interest here. So we're just going to go there and get on with this. Save you guys the boredom of watching this. Kind of interesting to play, but yeah, I can see where it would be kind of boring to watch. And one of the gas giants, one I'm next to pretty much, I think, or the other one, doesn't actually have any moons in game, even though it has them in real life. I guess they couldn't come up with any way to really do them. Now the purple ones right there, they're worth 25 a piece, so that's basically 125 RU for all that. Yep, so he just ran into a starship and got shot up.
Attention, a big, mean, hostile alien vessel hovering overhead in an obvious attack posture. This is Spotty Captain Whistle. I know you are going to torture me, so let's just get this over with right now. The coordinates of my homeworld, Spatiwa, are 241.6 by 368.7, and the ultra-secret Spotty Cipher, which is known only by me and several billion other Spotty, is Happy Muffy Duffy. Sorry about that little mistake with your landing vehicle. I was so startled when it approached my vessel in a threatening manner that my automated defense systems fired on it when it got too close. I hope nobody got hurt. Of course, as I said, I am Captain Photo of the Spotty Lordship Star Runner. Our sensors have tracked your entry into the system, which you are no doubt here to conquer. And while you are certainly welcome to do so, we would be greatly appreciative if you would please just go away and forget this star system ever existed. If you don't go, it will greatly complicate our master-slave relationship with the Ur-Quan, who stationed us here to watch over the Earthlings. Phew, thanks. For a minute there, I thought you were going to kill me. About 20 years ago, this region of space was dominated by a loose confederation known as the Alliance of Free Stars, which was composed of the aliens native to these parts who did not want to be enslaved. They made a valiant effort against the superior Ur-Quan forces. It even looked like they might miraculously defeat the combined Ur-Quan armada, right up to the point at which the Ur-Quan totally defeated, indeed annihilated them. When the Ur-Quan armada entered the system to subjugate formerly the Earthlings, the Ur-Quan presented the humans with the standard slave options. Join the hierarchy as combat roles and retain some autonomy, including the right to travel through space, or become a fellow species and return to pre-atomic savagery on the surface of their homeworld, encased for all time beneath an impenetrable force shield. The humans chose the latter option, and so were swiftly imprisoned on the surface of Earth. But the Ur-Quan didn't trust them to obey the restrictions, so they chose a small group of hierarchy combat starships from the Inlet and Spartan fleets to create the so-called Earth Guard and station them at a base on Earth's moon. Originally, we were stationed on Earth's moon, which made us Spotty a bit uneasy because with each passing day we grew more and more worried about the sneaky Earthlings making a surprise attack. So the Inuit kept telling us that it was impossible since the Earthlings had no ships or weapons whatsoever. That made us feel a bit better, but when the Ur-Rat left, again we grew fearful and decided to make a strategic redeployment to Mars. Later on we decided it would be prudent to relocate to Jupiter's moon, Ganymede, then later Saturn's moon, Titan, and finally here to Pluto. The Ur-Rat contingent were supposed to be the toughest ridge crest, the most rigid flipper, yes, the backbone of the Earth Guard force. But they departed the system en masse not long after the last Ur-Quan dreadnought vanished from this region of space. They claimed to have received a direct order from their gods of evil and darkness, who had grown dissatisfied with the Ur-Rat's passivity and wanted them to kill or at least torture someone soon. Personally, I believe they just got bored and went up to have some fun. Well, when they were pushing up into hyperspace 18 years ago, we asked them that very question, and I think they said something to the effect of, "Real soon."
Yeah.
We decided that if the Earthlings figured out we had abandoned the base on Luna, they would be more likely to try something sneaky. So, we rigged up some old service androids and ordered them to drive around on the lunar surface in bulldozers, endlessly pushing around the same piles of dirt. In addition, we connected the base's local radio transmitter to an audio malnorme fun-rum called Winky's Happy Night, hoping they would think we were still there.
So yeah, the whole thing on the moon, complete and utter bullshit.
Over the past years, it became necessary to redeploy strategically some of our Earth-Guard forces to our homeworld in case of a sudden surprise attack by a vicious, unrelenting alien race which we spottily call the Ultimate Evil! Dozens, that is to say scores and perhaps even hundreds of my brethren stride through the corridors of this specially modified, super-efficient, mass destruction-oriented starship, which could lay siege to an entire planetary system should we choose to do so, which, fortunately for you, we have decided not to do today. I am undone. You are far too clever for a poor spotter like me, and now I must submit to your superior alien intellect. I guess I am not revealing any truly important secrets if I tell you that each of my species' lunar-class void ships typically holds 30 spotter crewmen, though at present my vessel, the Star Runner, is not up to full complement due to the needs of my homeworld in their resistance against the Ultimate Evil. And in fact, my vessel is somewhat understaffed right now, seeing as how I am the only spotter on board, which is a bit frightening, as I am sure you can understand. How true, Captain, how true! In truth, just between us, during the past 7 years, I have been quite ill at ease, yet now I find myself enjoying your company. This witty dialogue, and the presence of your huge, powerful, death-dealing starship, which, being my friend, you would certainly feel compelled to use in order to save me from any hostile life forms who threatened me with death. As yet, the Ultimate Evil remains largely unmanifest, and its powers and exact intentions are still a bit obscure, since it lurks just outside the range of even the most sensitive long-range detectors, which we feel gives conclusive evidence as to the Ultimate Evil's nefarious intent.
So basically, they're tripping.
Since it was our most powerful and unforgiving masters, the Ur-Quan, who stationed us here, we knew it would be grossly stupid to disobey them completely, but we decided it would be okay to send just one ship home. We used one of our most ancient and solemn rituals, Poon Taffy, to pick the lucky ship. Then, some months later, we decided that it wouldn't really hurt if we sent one more ship home. And then later we sent another, and then another. Well, you get the idea. Alas, as fate would have it, when the final ritual was performed, I, Barito, was left here alone. For as even the most immature in wrestling knows, there must always be one spotter who puts the short top runes.
He drew the short stick.
Our masters don't really keep us very well informed about their goings-on, so that all we know is that immediately after the subjugation of the last Alliance race, the Hut, I think, the Ur-Quan gathered their dreadnoughts and departed for the edge of the galaxy, commanding us to obey the slave laws or face their wrath when they returned. We only know bits and pieces of what happened to each race. For instance, when defeated, the Yahat joined the hierarchy as combat bros, while the Cyrene chose to be slave-shielded on a planet in the Bug-Squirt star system. No, that's not right. I forget its name. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the Shafixti. They were utterly wiped out in a gigantic blaze of glory.
The races mentioned are in the original Star Control game. The Shofixi were basically the Japanese XPs. You know, they were like all about honor, stuff like that, and going out like kamikazes. The Yihot were more or less the Scotsmen who wanted to fight and whatnot. And the Cyrene were basically all women who could use their telepathic powers or whatnot to bring over enemy crew and use them to crew their own ships.
The Shofixti were half feral, as you know, having been uplifted by the Yahat just a few decades before the start of the war. Given their habit of detonating those suicidal so-called glory devices in combat, it came as no particular surprise to me when, upon the arrival of the Ur-Quan Primary Task Force at their homeworld, the Shofixti caused their sun to explode in a colossal supernova, destroying the entire planetary system, and not incidentally dozens of Ur-Quan dreadnoughts.
Yeah, that was actually not really as great a plan as you might think, which you'll find out the reason for later.
Me? You mean me, personally? Nice of you to ask! I was born a poor green incrusting, the youngest child of a family of 18,487. My married parents had to work hard to support us, very hard. But each of my brothers and sisters and I tried to help out to make ends meet. The female parent was kind and sweet to all of us. Why, she once even called me by name. She said, what a treat, a golden memory. I swiftly matured into a fine example of my species with my parents' assistance. Achieved independence. Specifically, they pried me from the door jamb and rolled me into the street. Thus prepared, I set out to make my fortune. I had great dreams in those days. Yes, great dreams. I knew that someday I would be vastly rich, wealthy enough to afford a large, well-fortified mansion. Surrounding my mansion would be vast tracts of land, through which I could slide at any time I wished. Of course, one can never be too sure that there aren't monsters hiding just behind the next bush, so I would plant trees to climb at regular, easy-to-reach intervals. And being a spotty of the world, I would know that some monsters climb trees, though often not well, so I would have my servants place in each tree a basket of perfect stones. Not too heavy, not too light, just the right size for throwing at monsters. I was thinking about what color the stones would be painted. Aqua, mauve, or magenta, when a vegetable cart came careening down the street outside my house, and it left me unconscious. When I awoke, I was aboard the void ship Star Runner, headed for Earth. Apparently, I had been out of my head for quite some time after the accident, and with the assistance of some kind strangers, had been relieved of my funds and convinced to join the Navy, where I have been unpleasantly employed for the last 25 years.
Alright, here we go.
Happy days and jubilation! I discard all prejudice and hesitations and accept and celebrate your offer of protection and your undying commitment to my well-being. I must wax melancholy for just a moment, though, and make sure you understand that any other Scotty ships we meet at large in the galaxy are not going to be quite so responsive to your friendly gestures as myself, since they bear more heavily the yoke of Ur-Quan enslavement and are also apt to talk themselves out of allying with a totally unknown alien, which I, having been left here alone, cannot do. Welcome me aboard, Captain.
Yep, so added something to my fleet. Okay, we're out of here. Excellent flying. Damn it, was that cough quit?
Good to see you again, Captain. Good work, Captain.
Not really.
Bring back lots of minerals, Captain.
I think I turned good enough on my speed. I need more money for crew, so let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna need crew. Oops. Go back. There we go. Alright, so we are off to our first other star system. Here, you see where the little pointer's moving around. That's Sol, our star system. And as you can see, since the Spathi revealed where their homeworld is, we now know their fleet size, basically, where their fleet is in the Elroth. We know where they're at. Well, we're going to be going into Alpha Centauri here. There we go. Because there's a possibility of meeting a race called the Melnorme, which you've heard mentioned earlier. They don't have a fleet presence here. It's basically just just a few ships, mostly at the gas giants, and later on when you get a certain piece of technology, you can call them in hyperspace and have them come and meet you. Ship's a little bit faster, so this won't take quite as long. Just doesn't turn as fast. Now we're into the Centauri group of stars. Yeah, there we go. There's a Melnorme cruiser.
I am Trade Master Greenish, in command of the Melnorme starship, inevitably successful in all circumstances. I bid you a formal welcome, Captain. Though we Melnorme have just recently arrived in this region of space, we have long desired to make contact with your species and look forward to an extended, profitable relationship. Even before our first meeting, we knew of you, Captain. Though your struggle to free Earth shall be a long and difficult challenge, fraught with great danger and mystery, we have great confidence in you and your abilities.
Okay, well, basically...
When you wish to trade with us, seek any supergiant star system. We shall be there.
Basically, they're the merchants of the game, so pretty much there's not a whole lot you can do with them right now because we don't have any biologicals to sell or any Rainbow World locations. There's 10 of those, and they're supposed to give a clue as to what happened to the precursors, the guys who left all the technology and shit littered around the galaxy. And now it is Save Scum 30. Because this part here is a complete and utter bitch. But if you actually want to get a good leg up on getting good equipment and whatnot early, this is totally mandatory. How far off am I? Yeah, that's why you need a full crew. And like I said, those are worth 25 each, so 16 times 25. Damn it. And that's not even a worthwhile fucking planet. Damn it. Yeah, gas giants are a little fuzzier than the normal. I should have seen that, but yeah. I think there's 2 more planets here that have the necessary minerals. I'm just doing this basically because this is like really good to know, you know, for anybody else watching this. You're gonna burn a lot of fuel landing and grabbing this stuff, though. Saved. This is completely doable, but like I said, this is Save Scum territory. You have to save after every fucking thing. I was trying not to do that, but... Oh, it took me way the fuck off of here. And then here comes the cat. It's like she knows I'm doing something that's kind of intense. Oh, shit. Ah, hell. Getting greedy. That took me way the fuck off from here, dude. That was kind of ridiculous. Yeah, I know, this is really exciting, but like I said, this is basically necessary this early in the game. That was a lot of crew loss. Okay, only 2 more to hit, and then we're out of this particular orbit. Alright. For having been so long since I last played this, I'm actually surprised I'm doing this well. Alright. We are leaving. Is that red one up there one of them? Fuck if I remember. I know the blue ones are completely worthless, so I'm not going to worry about them. No, see, this planet's worthless. As you can see, the weather's class 6. That means a lot more lightning. There's hardly any tectonics, so you don't even have to worry about them. And the temperature's over 1200 centigrade, so basically not a vacation spot. There we go. Temperature's a lot lower here, so this one's not quite as insane, but I'm still not going to take any chances here. Might put me way the fuck out there. Okay, we're gonna take one chance. Fuck it, why not? I'm probably gonna get blown up because why wouldn't I be? Oh, it gets me just as I'm taking off, dick. Oh yeah, the way to tell where you're going is look for the green dot. Red dot's your drive, the green dot's the cockpit or bridge, whatever you want to call it. I think that last one is just basically just a trash planet. Yeah, it's crappy. Okay, time to leave. And if you want to, if you're not quite full up on in your cargo bays and you want to add a little more of that kind of stuff there, go to Beta Lyrae right there. Most little red stars like that are basically crap, you know. But this particular one has a few of those purple elements there. I might have to set this to classic music at some point so you guys can hear what that actually sounded like. You also have to keep in mind that classic music was also not rendered. It wasn't an MP3. It was actually rendered in real time. Basically, you know, you had 4 channels that had to get mixed by the CPU while also doing all the other stuff for the game. Yeah, not as much stuff, but it's on a planet which offers virtually no danger. So there's no reason not to swing by and grab that stuff if you have a little more room left. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I see 37 fuel, so let's see here. Yeah, well, let's see. How much time has it been? That's getting a little long in the tooth, so I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to head for home and call it right there. Next time, what I'm going to I'm going to go ahead and farm off camera, since you've seen basically everything you really need to see. And then get prepped, because I'm going to be heading up to around here, I believe. In fact, it's already open. Nope, it's not. It's somewhere around in here. It's been like a while, so I'm having a hard time remembering it. I know it's up around Alpha Circene, but on the 17th of every month, an object appears up here, and you definitely want to go visit that at some point. It's got some special qualities, shall we say. Well, actually, first I want to visit a star system above that. First, let's just say it'll save on the old gas bill. Now, one more thing before we go ahead and knock this off. As you notice, there's multiple colors to the various star systems. The white ones, those are the ones you really want to harvest, because those will literally basically give you more resource units than you'll ever be able to use. You can pretty much skip harvesting most of the other worlds, except for those that have technology and aliens, things like that you need. And white star systems, that's where it's at. Of course, the commander of the starbase will tell you that too. Alright, before we go, another little fun fact. This was one of the first few games that could actually use your PC speaker like a digital sound card. They'd actually worked out a way to output 7-bit sound out of your PC speaker, so you could hear the normal music and sound effects out of that. That's if you specifically selected it. The issue was, though, it was really CPU intensive, so you had to have a fairly decent CPU at the time to actually do this, or else you weren't going to get very good results.
Ah, Captain, I'm glad you're back.
That sounded sarcastic. There we go.
Excellent work, Captain. Be careful out there, Captain.
Yeah, as you can see, grabbing all that stuff might have taken a while, but completely fucking worth it. Throwing a fuel tank on here. Okay, $7,000. Alright, that should be sufficient for my ideas. Oh, I should put fuel in. Oh well. Gas this pig up and it's almost like real life. Fuel is horribly expensive. Okay, with that, what we're going to do now is we're going to call this an episode. Next time, like I said, we're going to continue our plan to be getting, ready to actually get out here and get shit done. Basically, my idea is, which is how I usually play this game back in the day, my idea is basically to acquire a certain device that allows you to jump around the galaxy a lot easier, and a whole bunch of the Melnorme technological specifications, because, those help you with harvesting resources and fighting better with your flagship. Alright, with that, I will catch you guys later, and we will continue this.